What's your fucking problem?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. See, now we have this. Now we have this awkward opening where no one knows what just happened, and they're just like,
no, it's perfectly fine. Oh, you restarted it?
Me in shock here. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's
Why
the
would
best
you start
part.
the show like that?
Listen, that's the best. Listen, this is the best part because, ladies and gentlemen, we are two seething boomers. We are doing our best to eventually get picked up by Rumble, but unfortunately, we are enclosed in this
picked up by Rumble.
guard. Yeah, we want to get picked up by Rumble, bro.
That's the lifeboat. if things go south, we're like, well, who will house us now? Where can I store all my?
Nah, bro, we need Rumble.
Seething and my boomerisms.
I mean, guys, what episode
I gotta
is
play the intro music because you messed up the whole flow, so we're gonna play the intro music again. Welcome to the TSB Podcast, episode number...
Oh, no.
32!
Terrible. You should have just kept the original intro and just kept the part where you were all shocked. That was the best part.
That's still in there. This is all part of it.
All right. Oh, thank God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, two Seething Boomers. I am Top Keck with my co-host Oops, and here today we're gonna start raging again.
Horrible intro.
Oh God, what are we gonna start with? Then? Tell me.
Let's start with some. We should start with some optimistic news. Do we have any? I think it's all bad.
Yeah, Terry Bogard got released.
Let's start with the Minecraft.
We can do the Minecraft. We can
start with something.
Wait, we need to talk about the Dragon Ball Z patch that was released and how everybody's pissed off about it.
But let's start with some optimistic news. I said optimistic news. All right, this is Warner Brothers, so I'm gonna have to pause the shit out of this or something.
You don't even gotta play just all the shit.
I gotta show my.
I can't see anything.
Show my screen to you. Here we go. Yeah, you can see my screen.
There we go. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. What am I watching here? The Minecraft trailer.
The game, the movie. Wow, it's Minecraft. Holy shit! Wow. Okay.
Why did they think it was a good idea to make a fucking movie out of this game?
Because they know the movie's gonna make $3 billion, or maybe more. Doesn't matter how bad it. Oh God.
It really looks terrible. It already looks terrible. I'm not optimistic whatsoever.
Oh, no. Why?
What do these people have to do with Minecraft? No. Where's Steve? Why is he wearing a pink jacket?
Oh, no. God, alright. Oh, there's Jason Momoa. You like Jason Momoa, right?
What movie is he from?
Aquaman.
I hated him. He's terrible.
What do you mean, dude? That's called Drogo, man.
Yeah, why is he wearing a pink leather jacket? I'm gonna ask this a second time.
Some zoomers you got in there to present the game for you. Wow. Jason Momoa being the old man.
Listen, I'm just gonna say it. Most of the people that I knew that were playing this game were nice Christian kids, nice Jewish kids, nice Muslim kids. All right,
they weren't that are nice.
Yeah, it was a bunch of children. Yeah, they weren't questioning anything. They just wanted to play a fucking game.
Lego on the PC. Once again, you can play Legos on your computer.
Yeah. Once again, they're pushing narratives onto the children.
Narratives? I haven't seen any narratives. All I see is cringe.
Listen, I'm a person with I have a very critical eye. I'm an artist. I know the metaphors are being presented artistically. I know what's going on. You're not going to challenge
me. Show me your
All right. This is terrible. This is terrible.
This is cringe Kino. You can see the clipping already through the tongue and the teeth. I think.
Is this AI? Did
I
they
hope
use
it's
AI
AI.
to make this fucking movie?
Oh, the zombie pigmen flying on the what is this called? Ghost gas or some shit?
I forgot. I don't fucking know. Who
boy.
cares?
Let your
cares?
imagination howl and run wild in Minecraft the movie.
Anything you can dream about here.
Oh no.
We continue to treat the adults as if they're children. You know, these products are no longer for kids. These are for a bunch of man children. I'll say the same thing for the women. You know, they're children themselves.
can be-
you know, these products are very evident.
If I
in
can
that.
be hyperbolic, I'm gonna say that this movie is
Hyperbolic.
showcasing the decline of society, art in general.
I mean,
oh my god, we're in this.
I think art
We're in
died
this cringe
the
universe
moment
now.
that graphic design got super
Everything
popular.
is cringe
I'm just
now.
gonna say it. I mean, cringe humor is the norm right now for the Zoomers. That's what they like.
Well, cringe is a bit complicated, isn't
Can't
it?
be.
I don't think.
I mean,
8 million views. 8 million. Wow. That's like a.
Listen,
That's
8
like
million,
the average
8
views.
million bots.
Average views of a video from that for an Indian audience. So pretty good. He's got the.
Why is he wearing a pink
paper.
leather jacket? I'm gonna say it
He's
again.
got a. He bought a costume. I don't know, dude. What the fuck is this? Here's Steve.
And look at Steve. Here's Steve.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
All right, yeah, this guy is turning out to be the worst actor ever. Like, I don't know how Jack Black has exposed himself in this manner where he just gets even more terrible with each movie he
I
appears
just gotta
in.
say, I have douche. I have
Each
douche
act he
chills.
commits.
Like
this-
douche chills.
Yeah, I thought Jack Black was cool. I thought he was cool.
Remember when
No.
he kissed Madonna? That was really cool.
That was pretty cringe. was
Yeah,
really
he kissed
weird,
Madonna
actually.
when she was like 70.
It's really weird, yeah. Madonna's how old? He's an old lady. He's kissing old ladies. It's really weird. I don't know. That's just me.
He got it off his bucket list, dude. Oh, this is such a.
Yeah, it's
this
really
is-
weird.
Is he trying to be like a Minecraft god? Like he appears like, oh, it's Steve, and then he
I was under the
puts
impression
the blocks.
Steve was like a middle-aged man. That he was like maybe in his 30s or maybe younger. Like, I don't know. I thought Steve would be like maybe 21 or 22 or like 25 or something. Like, I don't know.
This guy's
Under
such
30. I
a-
thought I had the impression that Steve was under 30.
Yes, I think
know?
the model of Steve represents a man in his 20s, 30s.
Yeah, isn't Steve? What's Steve's skin color?
He's covered in dirt from all the
It's not-
mining.
yeah, but he's not white.
Well, he's covered
No.
in dirt, so he might be. It's probably pink.
So
It's
why
probably
is
a nice
Jack?
hue of pink.
Why is Jack Black? Nah, why is Jack Black playing him? Why they couldn't get a black man to play Steve?
I'm Steve, Black Steve.
You know, like, I know I'm making jokes here, and I know I'm
Harrison Ford
just
comes in. You're no Steve Rogers.
Steve
And then
Rogers.
Black Steve goes, I'm not. Then the wings come out his back. The Minecraft wings.
Terrible movie. Terrible. fucking
Hold on, I gotta
movie.
hear the cringe keynote that these characters say in response to I'm Steve.
Okay.
This guy is such a tool bag.
Wow.
My
That
douche
isn't-
chills got just like
that-
increased to another layer of douche chills. Got double douche
You know, as
chills.
listen, I got nieces and nephews, and I thank God that they're not in front of a fucking iPad. Like, I don't even want to take them to see this movie, but I'm pretty sure they're familiar with fucking
Remember when
Minecraft,
kids used
'cause
to
they play
cry and
Legos
bitch all
they
the
love
time, but
Legos.
now they're just.
Listen,
I
man.
didn't know how much I would miss children crying and fucking being annoying. And fucking airports and fucking buses and trains and fucking stores.
It's because we're the children now. You know, we've become the children. You know, we always got to have the newest toys, the newest rattle. You know, where's my bib? Where's my Gucci bib?
Where's my Elden Ring?
Jesus fucking Christ! Yeah, this is very depressing. Like, why did you start it off with this movie? This movie doesn't make me feel good at all.
I knew he would laugh at it. That's why.
I was under the impression that we were gonna do something good, have something, talk about something
this
critical.
Is awesome.
You know, talk about
the death of art.
The death of art.
That's not even how the blocks form in Minecraft. Oh, wait, I see what they're doing. They're making the logo. Oh, is this a fucking shitty fucking graphic designer's idea of turning the logo from the thing that the game is? Oh, God. I fucking hate this fucking guy. I already knew. As soon as it started to zoom out just a little bit, I was like, oh no, this is a fucking logo.
Kill the art director. What was the art director's
Minecraft the
asshole?
movie. Coming to a rectum near you. Wait, we need the post-credit scenes, dude. The post-credit cringe kino. I think
All right, that did.
I think kids will find that funny.
That
They
did.
might find that part funny. But fucking cringe, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, cringe kino.
I mean, then again, this is not a movie for me. But if I was a parent and like I have to take my kids out to watch this movie, you know, is this something that I'm gonna find enjoyable, or do I have to, you know, sneak in, you know, a couple shooters of scotch in the movie theater, you know, so I can enjoy myself while the kids are, you know.
Why did this go to fucking Warner Brothers? Why didn't this go to? Why didn't this go to like Imagination or one of those other fucking studios? Like they would fucking sink their teeth into this. The Super Mario movie wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it.
No, that movie was good.
It was a little.
That movie was really good.
A bit long, but I liked it. It's fine. I mean, all movies are a little fucking long.
What caught me off?
You know. God damn.
What caught me off about the Super Mario movie is that, I mean, obviously they had fun with the lore, and obviously Shigeru Miyamoto was very strict with them in terms of what was allowed and what wasn't allowed.
This is the shit.
But
remake. And then throws the file in the trash.
No, they said it. They said it that Shigeru Miyamoto kept working with the writers and stuff. Like that's true. You can find articles about that.
Did Notch work on this?
I don't think so. That's what I was gonna ask. That was gonna be my next.
In his mansion counting his money.
Yeah,
posting questionable tweets.
Oh yeah. I'm not touching that. Man. I'll leave that alone.
He said some things I've heard. I haven't seen them myself, but I find it funny.
Controversial to say.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're probably not going to get to all of it, but we're going to try. That's the important part.
We're going to try to. So what's next? Talking about this Minecraft thing? What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about this. Since we're going over the death of art, we might as well cover the death of an artist? Question mark?
Rest in peace, Andrew C. Greenberg. This man is the co-creator of the Wizardy series. You know, anybody that's a RPG nerd, anybody that's a Dungeons and Dragon nerd, Magic the Gathering, anything that deals with Final Fantasy, you know, Phantasy Star, Shining Force, Fire Emblem, you name it. You can keep going.
Did you say Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem?
No, because
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. Emblem.
There's an M in
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. We say Fire Emblem, all right, my nigga? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, all right?
Fire Emblem.
You trying to disrespect me. No,
I got the new Fire Emblem cartridge from my Chinese game store.
Shut your mouth. Leave me alone. No, but seriously, any RPG that you can think of, this man right here, and the other co-creator that his name is already losing me. There's a picture of them there on the bottom. They're responsible, you know, for creating a lot of those fantasy settings that we're familiar with now, or at least the turnabout style.
The things you're saying right now
it's all based on Wizardry.
So true that they're double true. You're spitting fire.
But it's
zoomies say.
Nah, it's And it's crazy that the industry is not celebrating this man, you know?
Really?
And look at this. They're not, yeah, because a lot of people didn't speak on like his death, to be honest. And it's funny, if you look at the current state of RPGs, you know, role playing games, they're no longer role playing games. A lot of them are emulating action games now. They're slowly becoming Devil May Cry and Souls like games,
I
unfortunately.
wish they'd become more like Devil May Cry. They're trying to. And failing.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, and even Devil May Cry had like RPG elements to it, like in the very beginning when you had to like level up your weapons and so forth. You know, when you first got the Alaska and you had to get the other moves and everything. Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up.
Different weapons and
Yeah, yeah. You know, like that type of exploring, that dungeon exploring, yeah, that's from Wizardry. You know, that's all concepts from them. Like that doesn't exist anymore. That's all gone. You know, it's becoming a thing of the past, unfortunately. And it's very heartbreaking. You know, yeah, let's read a little bit of this article. You know, I know I just went on a whole tangent about it because it hurt when I saw this, you know, because my brother, like I said, he was very influential with me about like, you know, fantasy stuff. Let's talk about this. Yeah, Andrew C. Greenberg, co-creator of the foundational Wizardry series of RPGs, has died at the age of 67. The news was shared to Facebook by his collaborator on Wizardry, Robert Woodhead, and also on Twitter by developer and game design professor David Mullich. Now, these names, Robert Woodhead and David Mullich, if you ever want to learn anything about gaming, you need to research these names. And you need to read their bios. You need to read the games that they worked on, the companies that they worked with, and the people that they helped. All right? These are men that created standards. All right, they didn't set the standards. No, they created it. All right, like it's one thing when you create a standard and there's already a tool set there, and the guy goes, "All right, I'm going to take this, but now it's this. I'm setting it to this." You know, no, these guys created the standard. You know, like these are the dudes. It's hard to overstate Greenberg and Woodhead's influence in RPGs and PC gaming. Wizardry, Proving Ground of the Mad Overlord, was one of the first recognizable RPGs you could play on a home computer. A translation of tabletop RPGs and the games developed for the mighty Plato mainframes present on college campuses at the time of the humble Apple II. You know, and that was a big deal. You know, the Apple II computer at that time period. This is when programmers were really like starting to get out. You know, they were learning. It wasn't assembly. I already forgot the name of the programming language at that time period. You know, it was like in its infancy. And like this is when people like really getting on it. This is like when it was all DAW. What was it? The little DAW screen where it's all black and green.
I want to read this tweet.
You know, oh man.
It is with great sadness that I mark the passing of my dear friend, the evil wizard Wordna.
Wow, they based a wizard on him. That's crazy. That's so cute. That's so adorable.
In the best way.
Yeah. Wizardry was among the first, if not the very first, RPGs to give you control of an entire party of characters, each with distinct strengths and weaknesses. Wizardry tasked players with exploring and sprawling wireframe.
Doesn't it?
I mean, come on. These are the dudes, bro. These are the dudes. Like, that's why I'm saying it. Like, it's... I mean, guys, it's heartbreaking. Listen, guys, this is an article from PC Gamers. If you want, you can read the rest of it. But like I keep saying, like these are the men that create. We're gonna go through it. No. I just. Yeah. What was it? Yeah, they're the exploring, sprawling, wireframe labyrinth in first person. Always on the lookout for secret doors, traps, and challenging enemies. Apologize for that. At the bottom of the dungeon, players would find the titular Mad Overlord, Wordna, Andrew spelled backwards. Greenberg seems to have carried the playful moniker with him after leaving the game industry, using it for a personal email and the username of a YouTube channel he used to document the development of a bowling scorecard program. You know, so even then, you know, he was showing little programming things that you could take note of. The guy was always giving out free game. Wizardry and the competing Ultima series would prove immensely popular throughout the 1980s, with Wizardry and its sequel getting ports to the major personal computers of the era like the Commodore 64 and MS-DOS PCs. One surprising outcome was Wizardry's influence in Japan, yes, where it had even more enduring popularity and inspired the invention of JRPG as we know it. Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii has long cited Wizardry as a primary inspiration, and in a 2022 tweet and meeting Robert Woodhead for the first time, Horii wrote, "When I think back, it all started 40 years ago when I really got into Wizardry, you know? After co-creating the Star Saga games in 1988 and 89, Greenberg ultimately left the games industry to practice law, first focusing on intellectual property law in Florida before becoming the general counsel of renewable energy company Xland. However, an archived snapshot of Greenberg's personal website, as well as his YouTube channel, shows that he never abandoned his interest in computer programming. According to a letter from Greenberg shared to a Wizardry fan site in 1999, He married Wizardry playtester Sheila McDonald, and they had 2 children together. Wait a minute, that's weird. They said that there were no women in gaming.
Wow, dude.
Wow, they said that there were no women in gaming. To say that there was no safe space for women in gaming.
80s,
You know,
Dave.
that
She
didn't
was chained
exist.
to the desk. That was different.
You see how people are so fucking full of shit? This guy married the playtester. That was his wife, bro. She was probably a baddie. She was probably a little cute nerd with her glasses. She was over there playtesting. He was like, yo, listen, babe, let me show you something. I made this
Girl,
game,
I
baby.
love when you do all that counting and shit,
You know?
all that math.
You know,
Get over here with your
and they talk
imaginary
about,
numbers.
yo, I hate
girl.
the narrative that they push today. Fuck them. Because they're trying to say, oh, the gaming world was always unsafe. You know, this is why we had to make these rules. No, you guys are full of shit. You guys are full of shit. It's a bunch of fucking fat lesbians, all right, trying to take hold of the industries, all right? I'm tired of pretending.
All
right? I'm tired of fucking
They're
pretending.
not all fat.
Well, yeah, some of them are not all fat. Some of them are very brown. Yeah, that's not. What the fuck, man? Like,
I'll be honest, man. I was at work.
like, I
I was
mean,
at
like,
work, and there was this lady working the forklift, and she seemed to give off those lesbian vibes. And I was like, damn. You know?
well, she gave off
She
that
had
Sigourney
she had
Weaver
that short
vibe.
haircut and shit. She looked fit, like big. Damn. But you know, it was funny. I had the thought. I started to get off track, but I had the thought, I noticed. I wasn't like staring at her, but like I noticed her walking, and then I was like, I thought back to all the video games that get released where they add like these lesbian characters, and they give them this very masculine walk. It's like very jarring. But anyway, continue. Weird tangent.
Yeah, Andrew Greenberg left the game industry a very long time ago, but his influence can still be felt in everything from Baldur's Gate to Persona. Absolutely correct, and I love that they put it in that manner because it covers 2 generations completely if you're intelligent enough to know why. You can experience Greenberg's work on Wizardry more directly via Digital Eclipse recent remaster of the first game, which took input from Wizardry's creators and also includes a picture-in-picture view of the original 1-bit graphics. That's
1-bit
beautiful.
graphics.
Amazing. Rest in peace.
Those are terrible. I could see the pixels, dude.
You could read the pixels, literally. You could read the
Nah, man.
the zeros
Nowadays,
and
we
ones
got Monster Hunter, dude. We got Monster Hunter, man. Why am I gonna? Why do I want 1-bit graphics, dude? We have the RE engine. Dude, you just read the article of some boomer game that nobody cares about. Look at this. We got Monster Hunter now. Look at this.
Disgusting. Turn this off.
You saw how? Did you notice anything?
Off. No.
I'm gonna play it in slow motion for you and for the audience. If you're at home and you're not watching, just tune in for a sec. Okay, look, he's charging up the attack.
All right, I'm watching. All right.
See that number? 9?
Yeah.
Hit him.
Wait, he hit himself?
No, he hit the monster. Look, he hit the monster. See the sword going in the monster? You see the sword inside the monster right now? That he hit him? He gets the follow-up.
Wait, you sure that's not the guy behind him attacking?
I'm pretty sure that's him. Or her. He gets the follow-up, he gets to come down, and he gets to slash the monster again. He hits the look, watch. He hits the monster again. Look. He hits the monster again. See this? You see how he hit the monster? You see? You see how he hit the monster?
Listen, man. Capcom is very well known for creating wonky hitboxes. I'm not surprised that they produce this dog shit that you're presenting me right now.
Hitboxes. Look at this. Look at all this.
Fucking dog shit. All right, come on, man. We literally just. I just read a beautiful article about wizardry, and here you go showing me this slop. Come on, man. What's going on here? Yeah, look at that. That's a real RPG right there. Good lord, you're never gonna see this again. This era is dead. This era, esto de lo viejito. Todo lo que estaban jugando este juego se murieron. Que se panza. Oh my god. Que Dios lo bendiga.
I want to see him play the game.
Oh my god.
I might be retarded. Is this the gameplay? I think I'm retarded. I'm retarded. Yeah, this is the gameplay. Sorry.
He's getting the party started. Yeah, he's getting the party started. He's making.
Oh no, wait. It says welcome to the.
You can't play without a scenario disc.
Oh, this is parts. That's in parts. Okay, wait. Sorry, audience, I'm retarded. I've never seen this game before.
This guy right here is a smooth brain. You never seen a real good game.
Right, here we go.
Too busy playing that Monster Hunter slop. Look
Got
at
the
that
map
godlike.
open. Got all the nice little dragons showing up.
You got your maze, yeah. Fight with group.
He's picking what to do. Fight, leave,
You could parry.
take back, dispel, run. He's got.
When's the
he's got
last time you
6
seen
people on his team?
parrying in the RPG?
Elden shit.
No, I'm talking about an actual turn-based RPG. When's the last time you seen parrying in it?
That would be my old game.
That's yeah. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah, wizardry, baby, wizardry.
Bum fighter in the train, parrying all the NPCs. And look, he's walking through the dungeon. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you would never, bro. This era is dead. Se murieron.
But we have Monster Hunter now.
Like
we don't need 1K
viejitos-
graphics, dude.
Nah, all the old white dudes, all the old Japanese, like all the nerds from back in the day, regardless of your skin color, the nerds from back in the day, like they all dead. Like this was their game. That's why they all gone. Like that generation is gone, bro. Oh my, it's heartbreaking. I know I keep going over and I'm repeating myself.
It's funny we bring this up, but it's like
truly a blast from
you
the
kind of
past.
see it in other forms of artwork too, where it's like in writing, like what was it? What's his name? The
that
the
style.
Cthulhu guy. What's his name?
Oh,
How do I forget? His name?
oh, fuck! I should know that. Yeah, I'm mad that I
Cthulhu
forgot
writer,
his name.
dude. H.P. Lovecraft, right? He was
Lovecraft.
He was kind of. His books use a lot of biblical language. It's written very sophisticated in a way, right? And then you see people. Eventually, we move down the line of writers, and then it's like the guy, another writer gets inspired by Lovecraft and writes his stories after Lovecraft. And then some guy's inspired by that guy, and then some guy's inspired by that guy, and some guy's inspired by that guy. And it's like we don't go back to the origins. Like you see this with Star Wars. Like Star Wars, George Lucas was inspired by the Kurosawa films.
Yeah,
And
heavily.
If you make a new Star Wars movie, you should go back and study the Kurosawa films and the westerns and the samurai movies that he was inspired by from the time.
Yeah, all those spaghetti westerns, they were very important. He said it. Those shots, where they would show the cowboy on one scene and the cowboy on the other side. That was always important to him. That's why he always tried to create that. That angle. Where it's the good versus evil. And you have those clear distinctions because who's within the shadow and who's within the light. That's something that artists, as a person that draws or a person that paints, those are certain...
Painting, drawing, writing, making movies, making games.
Yeah, those are certain things that you gotta take note of. But listen, man, everybody wants to be an activist. Nobody really a fucking artist, man. I'm sick of this shit. What are we talking about next? Winona Ryder reveals frustrations over young actors' apathy for classic
So this
cinema.
goes into what I'm
Winona
just-
Ryder, my waifu.
my waifu.
My
Like,
wife.
this is what I brought this up because it relates to what I'm just talking about right now. Like they don't have this love for old films like the way Tarantino has a love for old films, and like a lot of these great filmmakers, like they have a love for old film, like Buster Keaton and fucking what's that guy's name? The bald guy. I forget his name. Damn it!
Which one?
Damn it!
From what? You're not telling me
Hitchcock.
anything. How can I help you? Hitchcock.
And Kubrick and Coppola and all these, these legendary
But those,
filmmakers,
but those, they studied their craft. They understood the importance of knowing the people who came before you.
So now we have all
and
these games.
why they were
It applies
successful.
to games too, because now we have games that are inspired by other games. You ask a lot of indie developers, like, "Oh, what were you inspired by?" And it's like, "Oh, the Pokemon game from 2014 or some shit."
Well, I think the two most influential games in the indie world would be Zelda, Metroid, and Castlevania. Those are the three main games that they're constantly trying to recreate. And Mega Man, of course, but Mega Man falls into the Castlevania and Metroid
as
category.
the generations get younger and younger, we're losing the connection back to what inspired the games that inspire us, like Wizardry. Like, who's going back to play Wizardry? Like, the reason why the roguelike genre, I could be mistaken, but the roguelike genre took off like 10 years ago because someone went back and remade a classic game.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But the rogue game genre has been around since like the 80s, if I understand correctly.
No, yeah.
So
those games always
exist. If you want to
existed.
make something good, you have to go back. You have to go way back. What was like here? Like if I were to make a movie, I'd go back and watch the old black and white movies. I'd go back and watch the movies before they had voice actings or voice lines.
Yeah.
The silent movies, the silent generation of movies, and start working your way up through the generations and start building like a very a very strong opinion of what you like and what you don't like, and then let that opinion show through in your movies and your messages. What kind of things do you want to convey to an audience? We're losing it. We're losing it as a generation.
We're losing recipes.
The recipes, the blueprints. We're losing the blueprints. Now the blueprints we have are like faded and fucking blurry. It's sad. It's sad to see it all go away. So rest in peace, Mr. Andrew
Greenberg. Like, this is the god right here. Like, yeah, like when people use that word, like, nah, this is the god right here. Like, he's responsible for a lot of RPGs. Like, he is the blueprint. Like, what he established with his team and with his homeboys, like, yeah. That's why he's the final boss of the game. That's why he's the final boss.
He won so hard he went to go practice law.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Rest in peace.
Married his waifu. Yeah, it's just crazy, man.
All right. Moving on.
All right, yeah, let's move on. We're gonna touch this, man.
Let's go over this real quick. This might be interesting.
All right, cool.
Fun dog.
So, here's the
Let's
deal.
speed this up a little bit so we get through it quicker.
These past few months, we've had an outpour of positive reception from you guys around what we're creating.
This sounds better
We really
now.
want to get that game out to you sooner. That's why we're diving right into early access on September 24th, 2024. And a heartfelt thank you to everyone who participated in the beta. The team has been rocking around the clock to incorporate a ton of the feedback you guys gave us.
So this is, I guess, some indie game. It's been on Steam called The Forever Winter. Apparently, a lot of people have been excited about it. And I first heard about it through this video that we're watching right now. And his message came off so, like, genuine that I had to share it with you and the audience.
Yeah. We can't wait to share the progress. Now, I don't believe anyone should have to pay more than 50 USD for a game. And if you want to support the team above and beyond the initial price point, that is awesome. And we really...
Because he says some interesting things later on.
Having the balls to release gray box maps into their map lineup was incredible. So we're taking a page out of their book. We will give you one work in progress map early, so you guys can scope it out.
What's the context on that?
Citizen Kabuto or KK&D for $50 or less and be set for months. I'm really hoping we can get back there.
Yeah, so I shouldn't have skipped so much.
Even more baller characters in the future. Now, why do all this? I fondly remember a time growing up in the 90s when you could go to CompUSA and buy a box copy of Command & Conquer, Giant Citizen Kabuto, or KK&D for $50 or less.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, wow.
This comes off so genuine.
Yeah,
it's just like a guy, a fan of games. And this resonates. It's a little bit it resonates a lot with our age group, so it's probably more effective towards us than it would be for anyone else. But it's interesting that this guy just comes off like very, very honest and genuine in this.
Less and be set for months. I'm really hoping we can get back there. Now for the roadmap. We really respect what the homies did with Ready or Not. Having the balls to release gray box maps into their map lineup was incredible. So we're taking a page out of their book. We will give you one work in progress map early, so you guys can scope it out, have some fun, and hopefully give the team some super helpful feedback, so we can make them.
So what he's saying is there's a map that basically doesn't have assets in it or textures. It's just a map that's like blank walls and stuff, just like the shape of the map essentially. Just saying, Ready or Not had the balls to release a gray box map. They're going to take a page out of their notebook, so to speak.
Even more kick-ass when they drop fully. Taking it one step further, we want the community to get a chance to vote on which bosses and which features we bring online first in our post-launch plan. Anyone who bought the game will get access to an exclusive channel in our Discord.
Stop fast forwarding. Let me listen to what he fucking says.
I'm sorry, it's a lot of promotion. I don't know. Like I like the
I don't
promotion.
care. Let me listen.
All right, you're right. So I just wanted to get to the meat of what he says, but you're right. I'm sorry.
Access to an exclusive channel in our Discord. There, you will be able to vote on what or who drops next. The art team and our brothers at Evolve 512 broke our backs to make sure we planned months in advance to give you guys the post-apocalyptic road trip you deserve. And if the game does well, shit. We want to bring this art style to entirely new environments in the future. It's going to be a wild ride. Now let's talk hosting. Regardless of how many people play, you will always be able to play with your friends locally and via peer-to-peer hosting. We learned from the nightmares some of our industry colleagues have gone through this past year. So that means no infinite loop matchmaking bugs, and no flooded servers where you can't jump into what you just bought. We did this so that no matter what happens, when you buy our game, you can jump in and rock and roll, even if it's solo.
If you want to sound awesome, doesn't that sound nice?
Yeah.
Like all these games,
yeah,
the Overwatches of the day. It sounds
nice when you stop pausing it.
Well, we gotta pause it. We gotta talk a little bit. We can't just play the video. But I won't skip ahead though. But you know, like the Overwatches of the day now, where you log in, and you press the fucking game, and you're in a fucking match. You're waiting for a match for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and still nothing fucking comes up. It's like these fucking developers have like dropped the ball so hard in so many aspects.
Reach out to the dev team.
They're just trying to cut costs. They're trying to cut costs in terms of like hosting the servers so players can.
That might be part of it. Yeah.
Play. You know, that's really what it is. But the peer-to-peer thing is actually a little bit better. I thought I was on the that's how some of the older games were. Correct. Yeah, peer-to-peer. Oh,
there's a ton of homies in there that love Grimdark just as much as we do. Now, on a more somber note, these past few months,
demon ladies.
We lost Spec Ops: The Line, Project Boundary, and now they are shutting down the Battlefield 3 servers. The reality is, in the never-ending quest for profit, they are closing the gate on some really special games that inspired us. Games cost more now to develop than they ever have, and that means risk mitigation is priority 1, 2, and 3. And remember, it's not their fault. They're a product of their environment. And that's why this year has been so inspiring, to see other crews breaking out of that muck to bring the magic, one ammo belt at a time. Lastly, words cannot express how much we appreciate your support. People from all nations and all ages have reached out, just to say, thanks for going there, and handling the subject with the care and energy it deserves. This means we're not alone in hoping we see a new Killzone, a gritty Battlefield, maybe a new Command & Conquer title that's not a bloody mobile game. But if the response to what we're building is any indicator, maybe they will find the guts to bring those games back, the right way. And in the meantime, we'll see you guys in the Wasteland on September 24th, 2024. Good. Cheers.
That's good.
I've never seen a promotional video for a game where the guy starts talking about other games and how much he loves them.
How much views this got?
This was on IGN, so not much. 200K. Maybe the official one has more views. Fun 1 million for Fun Dog Studios. We should have given the view to them.
Wow.
Some background so they get a view.
Wow. 1 million.
Congrats to these guys.
That's not bad.
Almost 50K subs. Get them to 50K subs, guys. Come on.
No, that's good. That's what you want.
No, that was such a genuine message from this guy. Like, when I heard it, I was like kind of taken aback in my seat. I was like, what the? Wow. He's just talking about how much he loves these other games, how he's, sad that all these games are getting shut down and stuff. He's not blaming anybody. He's not saying like, shit. It's not a negative message. It's just a nice positive message promoting his game.
You're just
awesome.
Trying to provide a solution. That's all.
So, yeah. Shout out to them.
Not bad. Shout out to him. Shout out to
Good
that
luck
guy.
on their game. I'm not even sure what the game is about.
Yeah.
I never heard about it. I probably hate the game. Who knows? But shout out anyway.
What's going
It's fine.
on
I hate
here?
a lot of games. It's fine. Looks good. It's an interesting concept. I see like the big demon lady walking around. All right.
What's next?
Hideaki Itsuno leaves Capcom after 30 years.
Jesus fuck.
So for those who don't know,
It's
Hideaki Itsuno is the Devil May Cry, Dragon's Dogma director, and he's left Capcom after 30 years. You want to read?
Nah, man, that guy was the first director on Star Gladiator. All right.
Oh, you're bringing the
He
old
was
knowledge.
also
I didn't even have
responsible-
that knowledge.
He was also responsible for Rival Schools. That was his original project. He originally came into the game when he was at a location test for Super Turbo. As he got familiar with the game. With that, he was able to reach out to some of the other designers. But yeah, I think his real main bread and butter was when he started working on Devil May Cry 2. And this is after he worked on Capcom versus SNK 2.
Capcom versus SNK 2.
And it's weird because no one really knows who made Devil May Cry 2. Like, they never released that information. You know, we just know that Itsuno took over the project. We know who did the first one. I already forgot his fucking name. The guy that did the first Devil May Cry. I think I have the picture here somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, Hideki Kamiya was the guy responsible for the first Devil May Cry. But in terms of the second one, nobody really knows. He just took over the project and was able to get everything released in time. But yeah, this guy is responsible for a lot of things. He did Dragon's Dogma, you know, which was his baby. He hinted at a new Rival Schools game and then a new Capcom versus SNK series. But now with his departure, we don't know if any of that shit's gonna get released. So let's see. Let's look at his games.
Well, if we can
Quiz
add
and Dragons, Capcom
some
quiz game.
context, like some of these guys at Capcom that have left over the years, like they have been leads of some of the most influential titles, like to ever grace a console. You know, like.
Oh yeah. I was about to review that right now for you guys, so you guys have an idea.
Should we go to that picture now?
In '94, No. I'm looking at something else really quick. I was going to read. So in '94, he did a Quiz and Dragons, a Capcom quiz game. He was the planner. On '95, he did Street Fighter Alpha. He was the planner. In '96, he was the co-director for Star Gladiator and Rival Schools. He was the planner for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in '98. He co-directed Power Stone and directed Power Stone 2 in '99. He was the planner for Capcom vs. SNK 1, the director for Project Justice, Darkstalkers, Chaos Tower, One Piece Mansion, Capcom vs. SNK 2 from 2000 to 2001.
Chaos Tower
he was the
related
planner.
to Chaos Legion? I never heard of that one.
No, Darkstalker Chronicle Chaos Tower was the one that they did originally for Yeah, that's the game that they did originally in Japan, where it was a compilation of all the Darkstalker games in one, and they added the Tower mode, which is basically just a survival mode. Yeah. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but it was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the PS2. Auto Metalista, which is another game that we're currently doing a deep dive on. He was the director on it. Yeah, he was the replacement director for Devil May Cry 2 for in 2003. He helped work with Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Well, I think that's because Dante appeared in Shin Megami Tensei. They gave him special thanks in Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and 2. He was a consultant on Capcom Fighting Evolution, which is very interesting because around that time period is when Capcom Fighting All-Stars got canceled and the SNK guys were left with their fucking dick in their hands trying to figure out what to do. So I guess they called this motherfucker over and was just like, what? He gave him some direction. It's kind of funny. I didn't know that. All right. Devil May Cry 3. So so from 2005 to 2012, he was the director for Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4, and Dragon's Dogma, and he was the supervision and cooperation for Project X Zone 2012. He was a supervising director for that dog shit Devil May Cry reboot that Ninja Theory did.
We don't talk about that one.
Terrible. Yeah, terrible fucking game. You know, he was also executive producer on Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon, the director for Devil May Cry 4, supervision for Project X Zone 2, and then finally director for Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma 2. That was the two last games he worked in Capcom. You know, that man put in some work.
Blood, sweat, tears.
He gave us rival schools, you know. I love him forever. He gave me Batsu, Hinata, Kyosuke, you know, amongst other characters. You know, so I'm very happy for him. I'm very sad to see him go. But I'm gonna tell you right now, those motherfuckers in Japan ain't know any better. All right? Their business culture is very cutting at the neck.
Well, we said this before the show
Once
started, that Capcom has essentially become an IP holder rather than a company that develops, you know, interesting new games.
Listen, we don't know what happened in the background in terms of the result of Dragon's Dogma. They probably shamed this man, and he had no choice but to leave. There's many stories like that. We don't know. We're just speculating. We're going to read the article
They made him
now.
commit seppuku on his forums. You gotta resign.
Oh, good Lord. Who knows? I mean, let's go over this now.
Starting in September, Itsuno will be developing a new game in a new environment where he hopes to create fun, beautiful games that are as memorable or even more memorable than the ones I have created so far. Itsuno was hired by Capcom in 1994. We've gone over some of his works already. As you stated so eloquently, here is Itsuno's full message on his departure. I have an announcement for all my followers. At the end of August 2024, I will be leaving Capcom after 30 years and 5 months. Thank you for your long-term support of the games and characters I have been responsible for. I hope you will continue to support Capcom's games and characters. From September, I will be developing a new game in a new environment. I hope to create fun, beautiful games that are as memorable as, or even more memorable than the ones I have created so far. Please stay tuned for my next creation. Hideaki Itsuno.
Is this going to be another Platinum Game situation? Is this going to be another Clover Game situation?
So who is he? We don't know who he's with, right?
No, they're saying that he left, but usually in situations like this, when a big director leaves like this, they take a small team with them, or there's other people that choose to resign and obviously go with their homeboys.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Japanese are known for that. You know,
Based. Not gonna lie.
That's why I'm saying. We don't know if this shit was in bad terms, in good terms. The fact that they pointed out that he was there for 30 years and 5 months, they just could have said just 30 years or 31 years. Very strange wording. You know, you know. I don't know if that's some type of corporate lingo saying, you know, fuck these niggas, you know, fuck my employer. we don't know. But yeah, very strange.
So here's a message from
Very
our good friend
interesting.
Jose, who makes his guest appearance on our show often. He said, "It's over.
Oh, what did he say?
Old guard has left. I knew Capcom fucked him over again with Dragon's Dogma. It was another unpolished game, and it shows. Something happened again during that small development time. Man literally said, I will make Devil May Cry 5 if I'm allowed to finally retry Dragon's Dogma with a bigger budget and more time. Of course that didn't happen, so I don't blame him. Less and less people who were at Capcom in the Golden Age are leaving."
Absolutely
And
correct.
then
Yes, they lost all
then
of
he
them,
said
man.
this.
Oh yeah, hey, you fucking young piece. La Lacuna. Yeah. Listen, man.
Did we have another clip?
I'm not
We
surprised.
had another clip of Jose. Oh, this one.
Listen,
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. I got the picture. All right, that's
right.
cool.
Oh my god. I mean, yo, this is
This
it,
is
bro.
sad news and
Capcom
both
is in
good
trouble.
news. I mean, I hope to see what Itsuno makes. What?
No, this is bad news, bro.
Is it though?
We not gonna get rival schools. We not gonna get rival schools. That was he said he wanted to do rival schools.
Look, man.
He
do
said
you
it.
really want rival schools from this generation of Capcom? Do you really want that?
If Itsuno's doing it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like Capcom has like a weird hold on what stuff is being made. Like just a weird oversight. It's just kind of harming everything in a weird way. And people might think we're crazy because you got your Monster Hunter Wilds coming out, and everyone's pissing themselves over that game. You got your Resident Evil 4, where everyone's like, "Oh, it's even better than the original." It's like, well, is it? I don't know about that.
That game was terrible. I'm just gonna say it.
You want to go over this picture?
So, to my understanding, these are 3 men who have all left Capcom.
Obviously, Itsuno on
Very
the left that we just went over.
important to Capcom, yes. I mean, let's look it up. Let's look up who Hideaki Kamiya is. Some may just know him for Devil May Cry, Resident Evil 2. I know him because of Beautiful Joe. That's how I first found out about him. I love Beautiful Joe. I fell in love with the art style.
Very nice.
I did. Yes, Okami. Yes, that's another one. Yes.
And then he went on to work with Platinum and make the Bayonetta series.
Yeah, so he was a system planner for Resident Evil. He was a planner for Arthur to Osteroth, no Nazumakaniro, and Incredible Tunes. I think that's a let me see really quick. Yeah. That's a what was it? What's the Ghosts and Goblins game for the what was it? The Game Boy's Color? I saw. No, for the PlayStation. Resident Evil 2. He was a director. For Devil May Cry, he was the director and he did the story, which was a big deal for me, because once he stopped working on Devil May Cry, like they completely changed Dante, and I never liked the approach that they went with 3. It was more of a teenster like attitude, if that makes sense. Because the old Dante from Devil May Cry, he was a little bit more serious. I mean, yeah, he still would crack jokes, but like it was weird. He was basically Ken with a sword. That's the best way I can explain it.
I think I remember him cracking.
And then.
But maybe the game wasn't.
Yeah, and then like in part 2. Yeah. And then in part 2, they made him like super, super serious. Like he was like heavily goth. He had like
his goth face.
a raven. Yeah, he went through his like heavy goth phase. He went like this whole raven, persona. Like the crow.
Oh God, let's not get into the crow.
Quote through Raven, nevermore. But yeah. It's one of my the first Devil May Cry was really my favorite one. Yeah, so for Resident Evil 0, he did the original game design. He was the director for Beautiful Joe, which I think is one of the greatest RPG, one of the greatest beat 'em ups of all time. I really think it's really good, especially for a 3D beat 'em up. What he did with the elements, how you can slow down, zoom in, zoom out, and he incorporated it with the other game puzzle solving aspects.
Elements that he incorporated into the game. Yeah.
Very, very ahead of its time. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like that game, if you would release that game today, it would blow people's mind away.
Yeah, maybe.
That game was ahead of its time.
You might be right about that.
No. No, I'm being dead ass. He was the Japanese voice of Godot in Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. I didn't know that. Oh shit. He did the story on Beautiful Joe 2 and Beautiful Joe Double Trouble. I believe that was on the GameCube. Obviously he was the director and did the story for Okami, Bayonetta, and the Wonderful 101. So this is around the time period I believe when he left.
Yeah, Bayonetta
Correct.
and Wonderful 101 is Platinum.
Yeah, and Clover's. He was also a part of Clover Studios, correct?
I mean, this is the image you gave me.
Yeah, because Clover's the key people were Atsushi Atsushi Inaba, Kenzo Sugimoto, Yoshifumi Yamazaki, Haruhiro Yoshimoto,
Bayonetta,
Tomoyo Oda,
Bayonetta, The Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2,
101,
Astral Chain,
Bayonetta,
which is
Chain,
a
yeah.
kind of interesting game visually. Anyway, World of Demons, Soul Cresta, Bayonetta 3, which a lot of people, I believe, do not like.
Oh,
Bayonetta Origins,
problems
and
in
The
that
Last
game.
Demon, and now he's working on Project GG. So what is that? I don't know.
Oh, so I'm reading here that apparently Team Beautiful Joe eventually turned into Clover
we got a picture.
Studios. So all the people that were originally on the Beautiful Joe team became the Clover Studio. What is this?
This is
Pragmata?
Project GG.
Project GG?
Yeah. We got the Smoke Monster from Lost.
Why does it look like
That's
Pragmata?
interesting. I think it's just a realistic kind of element to it. Maybe. That might be why you're thinking of it.
Once again, you got the main character with the cat, the Sigourney Weaver, the alien. The Ripley.
Maybe you are the cat. Maybe the human is your pet.
Who
Human,
knows?
come with me. Follow me. And then the human goes, Leon! You gotta save the human. See? That's a cool twist. Oh.
Okay,
wait, there's a
so
video?
Capcom shut down Clover Studio. What? For the game? Fuck that dog.
And the world changed forever.
What is this?
It's like a weird trailer for this. Should pull it up on YouTube, actually. So I can't fucking see this shit anymore.
Project GG.
Project GG.
Yeah, good game. Good game, guys. Good, nice fucking game.
Project GG.
How many years ago was this?
4. Holy shit. Well, maybe it'll,
So this game's never
maybe it'll
coming
come
out.
soon. If not, that's a long good time.
Yeah, sure.
Let them maintain.
Yeah,
its
moving
luster
on now.
It's the smoke monster from Lost. See, and there's the dog.
Oh, look at the
Plays
dog.
the dog. I'm speculating here. I don't know if he plays the dog.
The dog
Maybe
dies.
he plays the big
This is a
smoke
terrible
monster.
game.
This guy walks up.
Oh, it's a dog, not a cat.
Dog, cat. Same flavor as my Chinese audience likes to say. Was it a mech? Oh, it's like a kind of like a Gundam type thing.
Yeah, it's a kaiju fighter. That's it.
Nice. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Sounds awesome.
So he did his own interpretation of Ultraman. Wow.
I want the dog to be a part of it though.
4 years ago.
Game
Wow.
journalist. It's like Ant-Man meets Godzilla. You mean it's like Ultraman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So who else we got in this picture? We got Shinji Mikami.
Yeah, which is what I was trying to explain. So, Capcom shut down Clover Studios after Atsushi Inaba, Hideki Kamiya, and Shinji Mikami all left the company. And these guys ended up forming Platinum Games, I believe.
He worked on. Wow, this is a long fucking list. Holy shit. He worked on. Let's cover the really important ones. Goof Troop.
Goof Troop. That's a classic, bro. No. And I'm actually no.
3,
it's funny that you say that.
Fallout 4. There we go. No, I'm fucking.
No, what you just pointed out is actually very important because this actually shows the long relationship that Capcom actually had with Disney, and a lot of people aren't aware of this. That they already had a working relationship, and they were responsible for a lot of the older games like DuckTales. I think what was those little
Aladdin.
gerbils that Disney made? Aladdin was another game that they made a lot of games. Like Capcom and Disney, they had a long standing collaboration, and they did a lot of games for them. You know. A lot of people don't know about
then they
this.
had that really recent Disney game. What was it called? Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? That was a great one.
Oh, that was a terrible Disney game, unfortunately. But he even did Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
You know? He was working on a lot of licensed projects, you know, because like I said, this is because Capcom had that strong relationship with Disney, so a lot of these other movie studios were reaching out to Capcom to have them make games for them.
God,
like a lot of older cartoon stones. Yeah, Shinji Mikami is like low key, like one of the greatest.
Then he went to
he did Disney's Aladdin,
Vanquish, which is a very underrated game.
You didn't even talk about Resident Evil 1 and 2,
Resident
Dino Crisis,
Evil,
which is actually
Dino Crisis, Onimusha, Warlords. Devil May Cry.
Yeah, which is he was the advisor
Resident
for.
Evil Guidance for the Game Boy Color.
He was an advisor on that, which is a big deal. He was also the general producer for Steel Battalion, which was that game I believe was for the Xbox.
I mean, where you play as a tank. We can't assume that he. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush, that was him. Executive producer.
Yeah, that was him, bro.
Producer. But the thing is with this is like some of it is minor roles and some of it is major roles, and we don't know exactly how much, you know. But
hey,
you know, what's this? But
he's still a part of the team. Regardless.
Director, we can put more what's it called? More weight on that, the director role. So Resident Evil
and producer, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy had his career held weight. Let's be honest.
No, for sure. But
his career held weight.
Some of it is like advisor or something. Resident Evil 4,
no,
director,
even that,
writer, Vanquish, director, God Hand, director.
Even that role in itself is important, you know, especially with the Japanese. Like they're not gonna call you over just to dick around with them. Yeah. Like no, it's for a reason. Like that mentorship means a very big deal within like that Japanese business culture.
These three,
like referring back to the image,
they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. This is a big fucking deal. They're gone. You know.
Who will take up the banner? Will they be able to?
And we can also
carry on.
We can even add who was it? Keiji Inafune that did the Mega Man series, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can even add Keiji Inafune to this. This is hilarious. Another one that was gone. You know, and he's responsible for a lot of games.
Mega Man.
He became a scam artist apparently. You know, with all the other stuff. You know.
Oh, a scam artist?
Kind of scary. Yeah, because what happened with what was it, Azul Gunstrike? Yeah, and everything. People were kind of. I'm not too sure what happened with those games. I'm not going to speculate. I don't have the full story, guys. We go fucking honest. But he was the executive producer on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. I will give him credit for that.
Executive producer? What is he really doing there?
You know, he's the guy that wags his stick,
I like the director role, the producer role. You know, that's cool too. I like it. And then anything else they attach to that. But then the advisor stuff and the executive producer stuff, like that's where I'm getting muddy. I'm like, I don't know what that means exactly. Especially
what that means. I mean, yeah, the guy's just fucking. That's what I'm saying. He's just.
It might just be that I'm thinking about it from like an American perspective, where the EPs sometimes don't do anything. Like they're just on there just to get money.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm trying to explain. Well, the Japanese business culture is completely different from ours. Like a lot of the people out there, their roles hold weight. They're actually doing the work. And this is why I'm constantly mentioning, you know, like what Hideo Kojima did by creating the whole game developer Rockstar. They shunned that completely in Japan, you know, because the guy became a fucking ass of himself. he tried to make it seem like he was the more.
You think you are a bigger boss?
His words were more intelligent.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's why. Remember, because there was that short time period where they did had like those Japanese developer rock stars. Like we remember them. Remember Oatmeal Face Man from Tecmo?
I remember Pooh.
There was a couple. The Pooh. yeah, and it's funny. Like within like the hardcore, like even like those names, they stand out. Like Boss is another one. Black is another one. Like these were like hardcore producers, like on our earlier Capcom games.
For those who don't know,
and stuff like
Noritaka Funamizu has been credited as Pooh in some older Capcom games when they were not revealing the actual names of the developers
that was a big deal
to avoid people stealing their nice workers. In the 80s, man, Mr. Pooh. God.
Yeah, the 80s was cutthroat, man. The 80s was real cutthroat. Yeah, so all these guys are gone, man. Like Capcom is in a very terrible position because I don't like the direction that they're going right now with Street Fighter. Some people feel the same for Resident Evil. They're questioning, like, what's the real purpose at this point? Well, you guys went hyper-realistic, and now we're not even fucking fighting zombies anymore. I don't even know what I'm playing.
I enjoyed Resident Evil 2. I think it was a nice game. I don't think it was amazing.
That's another issue with the remakes.
Resident Evil 3 sucked major balls, and I fucking hated that shit, and it ruined all of Resident Evil 3, like, in a big way. Resident Evil 4, I didn't play it, but it did not look that appealing to me. I played the demo, and you get like the parry with the knife and shit, but it's kind of like you're changing a lot here, and I'm not sure if you're adding anything significant to the design of the game.
Some people felt that the original GameCube version still holds more weight.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like it's just a better game.
That's not to say it's bad. That's not to say it's bad. I think Resident Evil 3 was bad. 2 and 4, I don't think they're bad games, but I wasn't really interested in 4. 2 I liked. It was fun.
Yeah, so Capcom's in a weird position.
So you want to read this?
And then look what Capcom's... Yeah, because apparently what's been going through the grapevines, is that Capcom is working with...
You're yawning on my show, how dare you? Capcom University of Kinky Game Development Experience Class. And this is a Japanese article that we've translated using the power of Goggle. Capcom will work with Kinky University to hold a hands-on class using the development of the RE engine until September 6th. So I think that means they're going to be showing them how to use the RE engine. After learning the basics of development and functions of the RE engine, you can actually develop the game and deepen your understanding of the company. The RE engine is a development engine used in-house. There was a challenge that the reality was less than the open source engine that anyone could use freely, meaning that it's harder to use than things like Unity and Unreal. This time, 30 students from the Faculty of Informatics of the University of Kinky will participate as a practical class from August 26th, divided into a team of 3. We aim to develop a new game using the characters of the company's popular game, Rockman, meaning Mega Man for the Western name.
Rokuman.
I would like to continue to consider similar attempts to contribute to the human resource development of educational institutions and the revitalization of the gaming industry. Said Katsukumi Katsumi, what a name, director of the company's basic development support room. So, I mean, what I took from this is different from, I think, what you took from it. What I took from this is they're just kind of doing like a open classroom to sort of get these new people into the world of game development, new blood in the industry. Maybe that's a problem over there right now that they're facing. That might be why.
Yeah, they're just having the interns
in Japan. I didn't take it as them like using them to make a new game, like a full game. What they're doing is making it is like a game jam essentially, but it's
No, yeah, it's just a proof of concept. They're just trying to see what direction they can take the
Well,
game.
no, not,
You know,
not,
that's why they have the
I
students
don't
doing
believe that. No, I think they're just kind of giving them the resources to kind of get interested in game development. You know, remember those TV commercials back in the day? ITT Tech or whatever. You want to make games? You want to become a tester for games? It's kind of like that sort of thing. Where they just
No, of course, but guys,
into the flow.
let's not kid ourselves. All these corporate companies have interior motives. All it takes is for one child to present these to show that he's more capable than the rest of his classroom, and they go, haha, that's the one that we're going to grab right there. We're
you
gonna
will
mold
one day
him.
become a platinum
You know,
employee.
Yeah, they're gonna use they're gonna use him. I'll burn up all the resources.
In
He'll be
30
working
years,
on
he'll be a
Platinum in no
platinum.
time. It's fucking shit, and it's fucked up because the Japanese business culture is like that. That's why I'm saying it. Like, let's not fucking kid ourselves. Like, I get, like, yeah,
I mean, that's
like, let's be
corporate culture in
optimistic. Yeah,
general.
they are. Yeah,
If
they're
anything,
giving the kids the resources.
The
You know,
30
hey,
year, time is kind of a very a rare thing to happen. Because normally a lot of people move around a lot. You see that a lot in the Western industry. I don't think people stick around that long. Like the change rate is so fast over here, probably, that you probably have like a whole new team of developers that are finished the game than the ones that started the game. That's how bad it is these days, especially with the increased length of development time that's been happening over the past decade or so. You there?
yeah, man, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry. It's just like, woof.
Are you awake?
I believe that. Yes. I'm gonna shut your mouth. What I believe is that the Japanese got something up their sleeves. You know, they too intelligent, man. That's why I'm saying it. Everybody keeps saying it. I give them too much credit. You know, I just don't trust them. All right, I just don't trust the Japanese. Like, they, you go low and they go high. You know,
I think it's become a dichotomy between the West and the East in terms of how they make games and what they do. Like
No, I'm talking about Street Fighter, nigga.
it's become very cookie cutter in certain terms. Like, I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff come out of Japan and out of the West in a way that, like, the Japanese games right now are more appealing, but at the same time they're doing really stupid shit and like kind of copying the West in a weird way. And the West is like just being absolute garbage in general.
Yeah, I really.
Except for Minecraft,
they
the
kind
movie,
of
that looks
adopted.
promising.
Terrible. They have adopted certain Western
philosophy
development, culture into theirs. Like they've gone down with the game, but
There's so much to talk
I'm
about.
hopeful they'll still be able to produce something original, and still uphold that creative standard, because I'm tired of the political narrative. I'm just tired. What are you showing me now?
So this was a video from 5 days ago from Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games. He has his own YouTube channel where he gives game development advice in these little short 3 to 10 minute videos. And a lot of them, I wish...
How long is this video?
3 minutes.
Okay,
a lot of
God.
these videos, I watch them, and I'm like, oh, I learned that 3 years ago just by kind of being internal thoughts. I've kind of asked myself these same questions and kind of applied these principles in my own way without outside information. So it's weird sometimes. I'll watch a video from him, and I'm like, I had that same idea through like my own independent knowledge, going through it, just making little games and making art and stuff. But he does provide a lot of useful information, especially for aspiring game developers.
He gives intelligence, is what you're telling
on
me.
the intelligence. These are fundamental things. Because if you think about things in their fundamental nature, you will come to the same conclusions that Sakurai comes to. Eventually. He's very knowledgeable in general about a lot of things. He's been a director for Super Smash Bros., Kirby, Icarus games. He's got a lot of knowledge. So this video is very interesting, and this is why I want to show it to you.
and the audience.
Who?
これはバランス調整の話です。
This video is about.
Can you stop pausing? Can you just let him talk?
I gotta. There's people at home. There's people
care.
at home who don't speak Japanese, and maybe they're not looking at the screen right now. Maybe they, they're playing. They're playing with their cat. They're clipping their toenails. I gotta translate for the audience. This video is about balancing your game.
I don't care. I don't want to fucking hear you. I want to hear the Japanese man.
Now he's muted. As an example, when balancing. Oh god, I gotta slow it down. He's too fast.
Yeah, exactly. You idiot.
When balancing fighters for Smash Bros, our balancing team played against each other day in and day out, and used the results as well as data from online matches to identify issues that needed adjustment. Here's what tended to happen during the process, and he's showing an image of a what do you call this? What do you call this?
The graph.
It's like a hexagonal graph that showcases strengths and weaknesses of the characters. If a fighter's strengths were too great in one attribute, they'd often shave down that peak while lessening the fighter's weakness to compensate. This certainly the obvious solution, and at times you have no choice but to utilize, but it'll usually lead to your downfall. The more similar you make fighters' abilities, the more they'll start to feel like the same character. That simply is not fun. Unlike when players intentionally choose the same fighters in a bout, like Ryu versus Ryu. Making different fighters similar gives the whole game a bland feel, and the game loses its individuality.
Yes.
In my games, Smash Bros. Included, I approve of peaks and valleys, meaning in the attributes of the characters. Each option has its strengths, but also has its weaknesses. While this can, of course, be divisive, it wouldn't be a problem if it weren't. It would be a problem if it weren't. One person says A is better. Another person says B is better. Like characters. You want those players to say, then let's settle it in a match. Let's see if character A is better than B. Due to social media and echo chambers, biases spread quickly, making this harder than it used to be. People seek answers instead of trying it themselves. But as a creator, you simply can't shy away. Variety among things like fighters is the very lifeblood of the game. Character diversity is a game's lifeblood. And by diversity here, he means the character's strengths and weaknesses, not the color of their skin. This is what keeps things fresh. You want to push the dynamic range as far as you possibly can. Even one simple attack has plenty of different components. It's not just about attack power, but the speed of the action, its duration, how long the windup takes, the length of the follow-through, the attack range, the hit size, the animation speed, the knockback, ability to combo, shield damage, shield recovery, and so on and so forth. If you absolutely have to, make adjustments to a move. You could, for example, leave the move's characteristic power untouched, instead lengthen the follow-through at a time when the fighter is vulnerable. Or the recovery, as a FGC would like to say. Or you can make the hitbox smaller. There are all sorts of possible changes, I'd say. In Smash Bros. As an example, since it's easy to understand, but the same thing can be said of other games without competitive elements. He's showcasing Elden Ring and some other shooter games. When there are lots of
Earth Defense Tech Force.
When there are a lot of possible actions or moves, don't make the balance mediocre. And he's showing off some Kirby things here, I believe. Invincible, Boomerang, Rapid Fire. Make them stand out. Keep your peaks and valleys. It's precisely because those differences exist that we can find our own personal preferences within a game. That's the end of the video.
Well, what's interesting is that Sakurai is taking two different knowledges of his and applying it to Smash. I mean, it's no secret that he's responsible for working on Kirby, and Kirby is a character that where you're able to obtain your enemies' attributes or their ability. You know, so the fact that you could take all these different characters' ability, you know, you had to come up with
you had to come up with
a way,
different abilities that were distinct and had a reason for you to drop the ability you have to pick up another one.
Yeah, they all had a key purpose, you know, and the fact that he even mentioned that within creating Smash, you know, he created a culture where all of the developers were playing the game with each other and taking notes. You know, this is very reminiscent of what they were doing in the older Street Fighter 2 days. That they would take the actual the test boards, and they would bring them back to Capcom, and they would look at all the data memory and see what characters were doing what and what people were doing what. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. They would actually that was the purpose of test locations. It wasn't also
did they pay any fines for that?
Yeah. This is that's ancient data collection. Yeah, like it wasn't just filming the matches and like interviewing the people. No, they wanted to know why they were pressing the button, how many times the buttons were being pressed. You know, the motion. You know, if they were doing the motions correctly, why they had to simplify it. So it's interesting that Sakurai even mentioned that, you know, that they had to speak about all that. Obviously, he didn't go too deep into the nitty-gritty. And I'm pretty sure each team was working on different versions, you know, and what I mean by that is like they were working on different builds. So one team will work on one build, you know, they will play on different countries, blah, 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 and they will refer back to certain notes and so forth and so forth, you know. Like that's how the real development teams work. But yeah, this is actually kind of eye-opening. I didn't think he was going to go that deep in.
A lot of his topics are it's very much like the conversations we have, and like it'll pop up and I'm like,
I mean, this is awesome. Masahiro Sakurai, the god, knowledgeable. Right? This is the man that's responsible.
Really
and apparently, I'm gonna go schizo right now. According to my Freemasonry knowledge, I have the suspicion that Masahiro Sakurai is a 33rd degree Mason, and I believe the same. Yeah, I also believe that Shigeru Miyamoto is a 33rd degree Mason. And I also believe that at one point Gunpei Yokoi was a 33rd degree Mason. And I'll leave it at that. I'll let all the schizos have fun with that. I gave you 3 names to study, and there's a reason why I did it in that order. All right?
Oh my God.
So yeah, you got to do homework now. No, I'm serious. There's a reason why, like, anybody that's knowledgeable, like, within the industry would know why I presented the names in that manner. You know, in terms of, like, why they're important to Nintendo and, like, the whole gaming philosophy and what they created. No, because Gunpei Yokoi is the one that, I mean, besides the whole masonry meme, like, Gunpei Yokoi was the one that was responsible for creating Nintendo's philosophy for fun and gameplay. And then, obviously, he's the one that
why bother?
Yeah, why bother? Exactly. That's why that model still exists today. That's because of Gunpei Yokoi. So Gunpei Yokoi is the one that actually taught Shigeru Miyamoto everything he knows. And then Shigeru Miyamoto took Masahiro Sakurai under his wing, you know. And I think there is another developer that Masahiro Sakurai took under his wing also, and I forgot the name of that guy. And they're saying that he might be the next one. No, shut your mouth.
So, before I end on this topic here, and we close out the video for the day, I just want to say, if you're an aspiring game developer, this channel is very worth going through. And you'll probably find a lot of videos that relate to things you've been thinking about in some way or another, because this channel covers so many topics. VFX, game feel, progression, animation, lighting, graphics, like any like balance, any topic you can possibly think about for a game. Like, here's some audio videos. Like, there's so many like little nice information pockets in this channel that, like, you know, if you haven't thought about these things before, don't worry about it, because this video will kind of catch you up on a lot of ideas, and it'll get your noggin jogging, as my co-host likes to say.
Yes. Get the noggin jogging.
Risk and reward. add, subtract, hit stun. Look at that, hit stun. Some promotional videos too. How to do promotion.
Yeah, this is actually kind
It's
of
a really
great.
good channel. Sure you can. Work ethic, team management, marketing, game design, UI.
Masahiro Sakurai.
There's
Given the
so much great
intelligence.
information in here. So anyway, what would you like to leave nice viewers with today as we close out the show?
Well, that's it. We went over everything.
We got a few things we didn't cover, but we could get to it next time. Well,
All right.
God damn it, this fucking Concord shit, dude. Should we even talk about this? This is gonna take a while. I really don't want to talk about it right now.
Do you want to do a
We
next
should have done
episode?
it this one, but we've there's so much time in this video already. All right, we could do this. We could do this. All right, let's recharge the batteries. All right, Concord.
We'll make it quick about this game. It's
Everyone's been talking about this. If
Listen.
you don't know, basically Sony is shutting down Concord after about a few weeks or something, and it's been out. Everyone's getting a refund for the game. They're shutting the game down. They're shutting the servers down. They're probably going to take the tax.
they're giving out refunds. I wasn't even aware
They're probably
of
going
that.
to take the tax credit on this game and call it a failure and put it on the shelf. Or my speculation is that they're going to maybe retool all the assets, throw all these goofy characters into the trash can, and maybe make something more sexually appealing.
No, I don't even believe
I
that.
mean, what I mean by that is that even Overwatch has sexually appealing characters. You know what I mean?
Listen,
They don't pass the Rule
understanding-
34 list. You know, the Rule 34 list. You got your
Listen,
Diva, you got your
this
Sombra,
game-
you got your Tracer, your Widowmaker, you got your Zyra for your lesbian fans, you got your Hamster character for all the furries, you got Reaper for all your BDSM.
they said this game was in development for over 8 years.
It's a long
Alright.
time.
You know,
They've gone through 2 presidencies.
I don't even know if there's any beta footage of this game. Like, to me, this game came out of nowhere. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they had any promotion.
I don't
think
know why.
they kind of hot dropped it, kind of like Apex did. Apex Legends kind of dropped out of nowhere. No one knew about it. They just dropped it. Here's this game. Play it now. And they had like a slight marketing push, and it just kind of blew up from there. So I mean, it works. That kind of marketing does work, but it's a risk. It's a huge risk, especially if your game is not fun. Like Concord is pretty bland and ugly.
And I want to give the game the benefit of the doubt. I'm not like everyone else that I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I'm trying to understand why they took this game in this direction, why they felt that this was going to be a successful model. You know, they shut down all these studios that had successful IPs. And they keep changing this number. All right, they spent over $300 million on this fucking game.
It looks really boring.
All right.
It just looks so generic. I feel like I've seen this 10 billion times already. Like, this feels like a reskin of a game that already exists. Like, this is how bland this is.
That's the problem.
What is this?
How different is it from Lawbreakers? How different is it from any of the Fortnite clones, the PUBG
People
clones?
have so many options
you know?
for good FPS games these days. I mean, even third person's like, you got your Fortnite, you got your Apex, you got your extraction games like Tarkov and stuff. You got Deadlock now. Like, there's a lot of options for people to play, like, interesting things. Call of Duty's still big. You got your, what's it called?
Like, it's fucked
Counter-Strike
up.
is
Like,
still
why
big.
did they?
I'm sorry. What? Do you want to
I don't know,
have
man.
sex with this character?
I don't even care about that
It
aspect.
looks so, bad.
No, seriously, I don't even care about that.
What is
aspect.
this?
My question is,
no. I'm sorry. As artists, it's our job to critique this design. What is
that's
this?
the point.
What is this?
Why did they think this was a good idea to release, especially with the current gaming environment? You know, I would have shelved it 7 years ago.
Yeah. You should have known this was a dud
once it
7 years
passed-
ago. You should have known this is crap 7 years ago. What is appealing about this? Because 8 years ago, a lot of the games I mentioned still existed. They were still being played. They were very popular 8 years ago.
And that's another thing. You know, I hate that they're catching on to an old fad. You know, that whole era of like the team
The hero
shooters,
shooter.
the rainbows, the Rainbow
Like,
Sixes, the Overwatches.
It's so funny how similar this game is to Valorant, but has way less appeal. It looks like a Valorant clone that has no appeal. That's what it looks like.
I'm just more angry at all. I gotta look up the studios that Sony closed. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, you gotta find that specific information, because what you told me is not true. Not true, I repeat, not true. I mean, God, like, even like the movement, like everything about this game just feels so cookie cutter, basic shit. And I didn't play the game. I had no plans to play the game. I had no plans to play the game. It's kind of interesting now that it's going offline. You know, people who have played it are going to have a perspective that a lot of people didn't have, maybe. Like little nuanced things about this game that I won't obviously know about it, that maybe it's doing something interesting. Maybe. I have my doubts. Like, everything in this game looks bad.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna ask you a question. Where do you think they got that $300 million from? Because they're saying they spent way more than that. You know, they're not giving an exact number. It's over 300 million. All right.
Oh my God. Like,
so.
Yeah, I was telling you before the show started. We were talking. You know, it's like, imagine if they gave 300 game developers $1 million of the budget to make something. Even if 10% of those are a success, you potentially have a whole new slew of sequels and things you can make from those successes. You have a long-term plan where you could possibly, you know, fund some games that are maybe already promising, already have an audience. Get a stake in there. Nah, let's put 300 in one basket and then throw that basket on the ground with all the eggs and shatter all the eggs. It's like, what are you doing? And this live service model too, that's like getting completely shafted, thank God. The game industry is maybe finally learning that you can't have infinite live service games, because, you know, I can't play 3 games at once. Like, if they're all live service games, and I constantly have to be playing them in order to get the things that you're selling, quote unquote.
Ooh.
How am I going to play all those games at once? Like, physically, it's impossible to get people to play multiple games at once. So we can't all be a live service. Sorry.
I mean, so apparently, back in February 27th, the BBC released an article saying that PlayStation was going to axe 900 jobs and close the London studio. You know, they closed the studio at Sony Liverpool. You know, and also they closed a number of Japan studios also. And that's why I keep asking, where the fuck did they get all this money to make this game and then release this hot pile of shit and cancel it right after?
Sony has closed one of UK's oldest video games.
Was this a plan?
Sony has closed one of UK's oldest video game studios following a review of its operations. Sony Liverpool employed about 100 workers and dated back to 1984. So what was the plan?
Yeah, because you gotta understand this. All those studio closures led up to the release of this game. That's why I'm pointing it out in that matter. You know, I'm not trying to be conspiratorial. I'm just asking the question: what the fuck were they thinking? They were supposed to recuperate all the losses
for the Concord game. That was going to be a massive hit.
Jesus, crazy! All those people fired. What happened to all those IPs? And now they're saying that, you know, Sony doesn't have any original IPs to, you know, give out to the fan. What are you talking about? You keep closing the studios. And now there's supposed to be a movie about Concord.
So,
and
So Ryan Ellis, known for a director of Destiny 2, that's probably where he got the clout to go to direct Concord.
Because he did Destiny 2?
Yes. And it's funny that he doesn't have anything before that. It's funny how these guys could just come out of nowhere. And like, I don't know. Maybe this is just IMDb not showing everything. Oh, that's a hockey player. Racing driver.
He's a hockey player?
I'm trying to find the developer. But all I got was IMDb. Oh, Destiny 23. Destiny 2. Wikipedia is. Oh, he doesn't even have an entry. Right, so, good lord. Where do these people come from? They just come out of nowhere, like, straight out of, like, some weird office job. They're like, I want to be the director of this game. Okay, cool, dude, you're the director. And then they don't know anything. The average viewer of Sakurai's channel probably has a better credentials than the director of this game has. Oh my god, look at this. In this fucking Concord review, they show Overwatch gameplay. This is embarrassing. Oh my god. I don't like Overwatch, but look at the difference when they switch over. Look at this. Already looks way more dynamic.
This game looks equally terrible.
To base. And then we go back to Concord. This is garbage.
You know, because it's in a world of team shooters, you know, like, what more can you ask for? Like,
something interesting?
So many games.
Do anything interesting. What is interesting about this?
Like, and I'll even ask this question: would I even want a Team Fortress 3? You know, with this environment, no. They would probably ruin it.
What am I watching?
Oh, I'm serious.
This is going to be the Overwatch.
I don't want to say nothing bad about this game.
You know what's funny? If they actually had attractive...
These are people's lives.
If they actually had, like, semi-attractive characters, it might not have get shut down. I think a lot of it is how ugly the characters are. I think that's a lot of it.
And that's what I'm saying, because the artists need to get paid. You know, I don't want to shit on the artists, but they should have known what they were working on. You know?
Well, shit on the designer, maybe not the artists.
Yeah, like the designer, like they should know what they was working on. Like, come
artist,
on, man.
Can you make this character more unappealing sexually? Just make it really unattractive. Put this weird character in a giant robot suit with a big head. Make her look like the Juggernaut, but worse.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen.
Rest in peace.
Blessings to the people. Yeah, hopefully they got paid.
They did get paid.
That's what really matters. I hope they got paid.
Of course they got paid.
Because if they didn't, oy.
But look, man, you're saying you hope these artists got paid, these programmers got paid. Like, yeah, sure, okay. But at the end of the day, like, we have to address the lack of passion in the game industry. Like, you got a bunch of jobbers in here. They go in, they clock out. They're very talented. They go in, they clock out, and they clock in, they clock out.
Yeah, get these bums out of here, man.
I'm not saying everyone has to be super invested in what they're making, but like, there's clearly a lack of passion from a lot of these games that come out these days. And if you have a director who has one other credit, like, I don't know what to tell you. You're putting $300 million on that gamble. What did IGN give it?
Terrible
7?
game.
They gave it a 7, Duke. What do you think about that?
Guess what I'm gonna give it?
They
Unavailable.
gave it a good 7.
I'm gonna give it an unavailable because I didn't even
cool,
bother.
maybe I should check it out. I think IGN only gives
Nobody
IGN
checked it
only
out.
gives 7s, I think, maybe. Might be it, I think.
Nobody checked that game out. Nobody played that fucking game. Nobody that I
The
know
first
played that
comment. The
game.
gap between a 7 and an 8 and IGN 8 must be greater than Mount Everest. Concord getting a 7 is the most IGN thing ever. Oh boy. Sony, we're taking Concord
Respectable
offline due to
journalism.
sales. IGN 7 out of 10.
Yeah, man. This is the
IGN
state
gave it a
of
7.
gaming,
Is that
unfortunately.
the score or the number of people still playing this online?
Oh shit!
7 players out of. Wow.
Hey, listen, man. This super chat is really good, man. Shout out to the
Oh,
super chat.
shout out to the super chats, man. Alright, I think we're back on schedule for our channel. This video was recorded Wednesday nights, coming out Thursday morning. We released like 4 videos in the past 2 weeks to kind of catch up and everything because we missed a few weeks. We got the Alien review. It's 3 hours long for some reason. And we got some more TSBs out there for you guys to check out if you give a shit. Any final words?
And we're gonna do some history. We're gonna do some history episodes too, so watch out for that one. That's gonna be the fun
Yeah,
one.
history. That's what the fans love.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to what you have to say with that stuff. And the discussion.
No,
that
it's
will
not.
follow.
Well, we're gonna be reviewing a lot of tapes, so get ready.
Uh-oh. Revenge
Alright.
porn.
Yeah, a lot of tapes. Mostly top 8s. Mostly
Did I
top
cut out?
8s
Did you,
and
did you
grand
hear my
finals. That's it.
horrible joke?
No, I heard you. No, I
Okay.
heard you.
Just making sure you,
I wasn't
you
gonna
heard my
acknowledge it. That's
horrible
all.
joke. I
It's
just want to make
terrible.
sure you
Dog
heard it.
shit.
Okay? Hey.
Alright.
Thanks,
Where's my
everybody.
punk? Where's my punk?
Here we go.
Learn some footsies, motherfucker. Fuck out of here. That random shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Alright, guys. GG's. We'll see
So
you
long,
next time.
everybody. Oh, wrong one. Bye, everybody.